So, dear children, now we'll go on the topic number 2, which is structure and types of neurons. So, the headings which we'll be covering are structure and types of neurons. So, what is a neuron? See, as you can see, there is a structure of neuron. Neuron is nothing. Neuron is a nerve cell. It is structurally and functionally the unit of nervous system. It is specialized to receive and process and transmit electrical impulse throughout the body. So let's understand the structure of the neuron. This is the neuron. This is the cell body. This is the thin line here. You can see this is the axon. This is the cell body. Cell body have the nucleus, very large nucleus, and Golgi apparatus, dendrites. These small projections you see, finger-like projections, these are dendrites, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. On the other end, we can see synaptic terminal, this, and telodendria. So this is the structure of neuron. So general structure of a neuron consists of mainly three parts. Cell body, which is also called soma or cytome. You can see here it is a cell body, इसको ही soma या cytome. Contain nucleus, cytoplasm, Nissel's granules. Nissel's granules are responsible for protein synthesis, control metabolic activities of neuron, receive impulses from the dendrite and pass them to the axon. So the signal comes from this side and it is passed through the axon and to the synapse, and then there the neurotransmitter transmit it to other neuron or the muscle or gland, whatever is the reception. Dendrites, short branch extension from the cell body, receive impulses from the neuron and sensory receptors, conduct impulse toward the cell body. It is the efferent part. Axon, long cylindrical process that carry impulse away from the cell body. Always remember what is axon. It carry impulses away from the cell body. It is covered by myelin sheath, which is fatty insulating layer that increase speed of impulse transmission. Neurilemma, outer covering, aiding the regeneration of nerve fiber in PNS. Nodes of Ranvier, gaps between the myelin segment allowing saltation conduction or fast impulse conduction. Okay, so here you can see this is axon part. This is the cell body part. So nodes of Ranvier, these little red parts you see. These are nodes of Ranvier, and this blue part is the myelin sheath. This is the structure of synapse here. Zoom it for you. So this is the synapse here. These all parts are the dendrite. This is the nucleus and everything. Structure. Now types of neuron based on structure. So there are three types, mainly unipolar, bipolar, and multipolar. See, here unipolar have only one pole. This is dendrites coming to the cell body. Pseudo-unipolar have two poles. Actually, there is one pole, but the dendrite is on both the sides. But what is a pole? This part, from where the cell body is connected to the dendrite is the pole. So here we have two poles, but you see this stem. Actually, there is only one pole. Bipolar, see here two poles are present. Directly from the cell body, you can see two poles. Dendrites are coming from here and here. Multipolar, many dendrites are here. See this, many dendrites are here and cell body is connected. And an axial here. Next, moving forward, types of neuron based on the function. So as we already learned in the previous lecture, there are sensory, motor and interneuron, or they do the both things. Rest things I've already explained. The key difference of myelinated versus non-myelinated neuron. See, myelin sheath, what it does now, it allows the signals to jump fast. So speed of impulse is very fast. Okay, myelin sheath is present in myelinated neuron, and of course it will be absent in non-myelinated neuron. Nodes of Ranvier will be present in the myelinated neuron, because of course myelin sheath makes the nodes of Ranvier. Then non-myelinated neuron, the nodes of Ranvier are absent. Color is white. Why the color is white here? Because the myelin pigment is white in color. And here the color will be gray. Found in white matter of the brain and spinal nerves, and they are found in gray matter of the brain and autonomic nervous system. Functions of neuron: receive and transmit electrical impulse, coordinate sensory improvement and motor output, enable reflex action, support memory throughout the emotion in higher animals. So okay, our second topic is complete. Now moving forward in the third topic, physiology of nerve impulse conduction. Physiology of nerve impulse conduction. So, nerve impulse is an electrochemical wave of excitation that travels along the surface of the neuron. It allows communication between neuron and between the CNS and the body parts. The impulse is transmitted due an ion exchange across the neuronal membrane. So this is what? This is the surface of a neuron. The sodium potassium pump, negative charges are there, and when it gets polarized, the sodium will come in and potassium will go out. When it is repolarized, again the potassium will go out, bomb goes to side, and sodium will enter. So this is the excited axon end. So now you will ask me what is depolarize and repolarize. So we will be understanding this in the next chapter. Neuron at rest. Listen, when the neuron is not doing any function, it is at rest, and that we call resting membrane potential or resting potential. When the neuron is not doing anything, the resting neuron is said to be polarized. The outer of the membrane is positively charged and the inside is negatively charged. See here, you see this is positive charge, and in the inner side it is negative charge. At rest also, the potential difference is called resting membrane potential and approximately minus 70 millivolt. This will be approximately minus 70 millivolt. Cause of resting potential is the sodium potassium pump. As I explained, 3 sodium ions are out and 2 potassium ions are in, creating a charge imbalance. Membrane permanently. Membrane permeability. Membrane is more permeable to potassium than to sodium. That means that it will allow the potassium exchange fast as compared to the sodium. Negatively charged protein inside the neuron add to the negative charge. Now, as we can see here, there is negatively charged, and also the negatively charged proteins inside this. In this membrane inside, there are certain proteins which are also negatively charged, which makes it more negatively charged. Okay, so here we understand what happens during a impulse conduction. Whenever the signal comes, the membrane get depolarized. This is only called the action potential. See, from the start you see minus 70 is the resting potential. When the depolarization will happen, slowly the charge will go in the positive side, and when it will reach its threshold, it will again come back. So this is called depolarization, and from coming back it is called repolarization, and it goes way down, that is hyperpolarization, and then again come to the resting membrane potential. When stimulus reaches the neuron, threshold stimulates, a minimum intensity of stimulus is needed. Minimum intensity minus 55 millivolts. Sodium channel open, sodium rush into the cell, membrane depolarize, inside become positive plus 40 and outside become negative. So earlier inside was minus 70, but then inside also becomes slowly positive. This process is only known as depolarization, and then the inside again start become negative. This is called repolarization. This charge's polarity is called action potential, and this whole process is known as action potential. So you can see the action potential here. Sodium channel is there, it gets open, this positive charge is influx, and when it's inactivated, then positive charges again goes out. Repolarization I already explained. It is exactly opposite of depolarization. Sodium channel closed, and potassium channels open, potassium ion move out of the cell and the membrane again to the original polarity. Threshold, depolarization, action potential, repolarization, refractory period, resting state. And this is the chart, very important chart. If you don't understand, I'll again make you once again repeat it. See, it is resting potential. Stimulus is coming. If the stimulus is very weak, then the signal will not pass. Then the threshold, it has to reach a threshold. If then it will reach a threshold of, then it will depolarize, then it will reach the highest potential, then it will repolarize and then hyperpolarize and then again come back to the resting state. Refractory period is very short, minor 1 millisecond. After repolarizing, a neuron cannot excite again. So yeah, this is the speed of the fiber, 100 to 120 meter per second. Non-myelinated fiber is only 2 to 20 meter per second. Transmission across synapse. When the impulse reacts the axon terminal, calcium channel open, calcium enters the terminal, synaptic vessels release neurotransmitter acetylcholine into the synaptic cleft. So here we understand that how the signal or impulse reach the axon terminal, then what are the processes that is happening that side. Yeah, so children, synaptic vessel release neurotransmitter. When the signal reach to the axon terminal, their calcium channel open and calcium enters the terminal. Then the synaptic vessels open. There are small pockets which gets open and release the neurotransmitter into the synapse. The neurotransmitter binds into the receptor side of the neuron membrane, generating a new action potential. So understood this chart you can memorize. It is very important. All the values are given here. And lastly, let's learn what is a neurotransmitter. Neurotransmitter is a molecule secreted by neuron to affect another cell across the synapse. The cell receiving the signal or target cell may be another neuron or could be a gland, muscle or whatever. See, these are small pockets. This contains neurotransmitter. There are some examples of neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine, dopamine, serotonin, gabapentin, norepinephrine. Acetylcholine causes muscle contraction. Dopamine gives pleasure, movement control. Serotonin, mood regulation. Okay, and norepinephrine, fight, flight, alertness. Gabapentin, inhibitory neurotransmitter. So yes, this was it, my dear children. Thank you so much.